My child, I see your heart and I feel every burden you carry. Though the weight of the world presses on your shoulders, I want you to know that you are never alone. Even when silence surrounds you and others seem distant, I, your Father, am by your side, fighting battles you cannot see. There are angels assigned to your journey, warriors of light who move at my command. They encamp around you, not just for protection, but to battle the darkness that dares to rise against you. You may feel weak, but their strength is fueled by my power. Do not let fear make you forget who you are. You were born with purpose, and no battle can erase the destiny I have written for you. When the enemy whispers lies of defeat, remember, my truth shouts louder. You are victorious in me. Every tear you've shed has been seen and stored. None of your cries go unheard. I respond not only with comfort, but with divine strategy. Where you see no way out, I see an opening for a miracle. I walk with you through the valley, never turning my face from your pain. You may feel abandoned by the world, but I have never and will never forsake you. My presence is your shield, and my love your anchor. Stand firm, even when you're trembling. I am surrounding you with strength greater than your fears. Where others see your wounds, I see the warrior rising. You are being formed in fire, but not consumed by it. Keep walking, keep trusting. For though the battlefield feels endless, I have already written your victory. The angels are not resting, and neither am I. We fight for you, because you are worth fighting for. Beloved, every time you pray, every time you whisper my name, heaven begins to move. I am not a distant God. I am deeply involved in every detail of your life. You are not forgotten. You are favored. My angels are not idle beings. They are sent with purpose, moving at the rhythm of your faith. They go before you to break chains, behind you to guard your steps, and beside you to whisper courage into your soul. There is a divine choreography unfolding around you, even if your eyes cannot yet see it. While you wait, I work. While you question, I prepare. Trust that what looks like silence is simply me aligning miracles on your behalf. No force in hell can override the motion of heaven once I have spoken over your life. And I have spoken. I have declared you chosen. I have declared you free. I have declared you whole. So do not let doubt choke your hope. Lift your eyes to the hills, for your help comes from me. When the enemy surrounds, heaven surrounds him. You are backed by the armies of the Most High. Keep believing, even when the answer seems delayed. Sometimes what looks like a pause is my perfect timing setting the stage for glory. I am never late. I am always right on time. You are my delight, and I move for you. You are my child, and I act on your behalf. Even now the winds of heaven are blowing in your direction. Just watch what I will do. My dear one, open your spirit and see. You are surrounded by more than what threatens you. For every enemy, I have sent 10,000 angels. You walk with heavenly protection whether you feel it or not. The battles you face are real, but the power that surrounds you is greater. I do not leave you defenseless. I send warriors of light, clothed in glory, armed with swords forged in righteousness, to fight beside you. Do not fear what you see in the natural. The unseen realm is where the true battle is won. I am the commander of angelic hosts, and I have already released reinforcements for your breakthrough. Every moment you feel weak, they lift you up. Every time you feel attacked, they defend you. Their mission is clear: to carry out my will and bring you safely through. You may not hear their wings or see their glow, but their presence is undeniable. You've made it through things that should have destroyed you. That was no coincidence. That was divine covering. I have stationed my army around you like fire around gold. You are being refined, not ruined. You are being strengthened, not shattered. And they remain until my promise over you is fulfilled. Be still and know this: you are not vulnerable. You are not exposed. You are protected by the unseen, loved by the eternal, and carried by the holy. The war is mine, and I never lose. My beloved child, I see you holding on with trembling hands, and I want you to know, every promise I made to you still stands. War may rage around you, but my word remains unshaken. I am not like man that I should lie, nor like flesh that I should change my mind. If I spoke it, I will do it. If I declared it, it will come to pass. Your circumstances may shift, but my truth never does. In the midst of your battles, remember what I told you in the stillness. The storm does not cancel the promise, it confirms the need for it. I am faithful in peace and in war. When doubt tries to drown you, let my voice rise above the noise. I have not forgotten what I told you. The fire may test your faith, but it cannot burn up my covenant with you. My timing is not always your timing, but it is perfect. Delay does not mean denial. It often means preparation. I am aligning things beyond your sight for the fullness of my glory. I promise you this, you will not be left empty. What I started in you, I will finish. No battle can steal what is sealed by my spirit. Hold on, for the fulfillment is nearer than you think. Let the war make you more anchored in my truth. Let it push you deeper into my presence. Because no matter what rages around you, my promises are your unshakable foundation. My precious one, you may feel surrounded, but the enemy trembles because he knows who fights for you. He is not afraid of your strength. He is terrified of my presence in you. Every time you stand in faith, even with shaking knees, my angels rise. They draw their swords and roar with the authority I've given them. The darkness shivers at the sound of their march. The enemy knows he cannot win, so he tries to distract you. He lies, manipulates, and creates noise. But even his loudest roar is silenced by the whisper of my name. I have given my angels charge over you, not just to protect you, but to intimidate every force that comes against you. They stand guard not out of obligation, but out of my decree. Do not underestimate the power that surrounds you. You are not defenseless and you are not outnumbered. One angel, empowered by me, can wipe out an entire army. Imagine what I've stationed around you. Take courage, my child. You may not see the trembling, but it is real. The enemy flees from the presence that abides in you, the authority you carry, and the promises I've placed over your life. So rise today with boldness. The enemy trembles not because of who you are, but because of who I am, and I live within you. You are covered. You are backed. You are more than a conqueror. My child, every time your heart turns to me in prayer, something sacred happens. It may seem quiet to you, but in the spirit, your voice is thunder. Your prayer shakes the heavens and awakens angelic movement. I do not ignore a single whisper from your lips. Whether shouted in desperation or barely breathed through tears, your prayers are precious to me. They are the keys that unlock divine intervention. Even when you don't know what to say, I understand. Your sighs, your groans, your silence, I hear it all. Your pain speaks louder than words, and I respond with mercy, speed, and love. You may think your words are small, but when they're offered in faith, they carry eternal weight. Your prayer does not disappear. It travels directly into my throne room, and I act upon it. The angels have moved because of you. They've received their assignments with your name written on them. What you prayed in weakness, I've turned into power. What you asked in fear, I've answered in authority. Never underestimate the power of a praying heart. It has shifted destinies, it has opened doors, it has healed, delivered, restored, and it continues to do so because you have chosen to believe in me. Keep praying, keep asking, keep seeking. Heaven has heard you, and I will not remain still. You stirred the skies with your faith, and now I am stirring the earth with my answer. My beloved, I know it's hard when you cannot see what's happening. Today it's easy to believe when miracles are visible, but I'm asking you to trust even in the unseen, because right now battles are being fought for you. In the spiritual realm, there is movement, there is war, there are angels clashing with darkness, not because you're weak, but because you're valuable. Your life is worth defending, and I am sending help on your behalf. Sometimes the silence is the loudest part of faith, but silence does not mean absence. I'm working behind the veil, defeating enemies you didn't know existed, and breaking chains that were forged in secret. I am the God who sees all, who knows all, and who acts on your behalf even before you call. You may feel weary, and that's okay, but I want you to know that I've deployed warriors of light in response to your weariness. When you're too tired to fight, I fight for you. When your hands grow weak, mine are still strong. Do not let the lack of visible change make you question my activity. Trust me even in the waiting, for it is in the invisible that my greatest works are often done. You walk by faith, not by sight, and your faith is beautiful to me. You are not forgotten, and you are not abandoned. The battle may be unseen, but its victory is certain. The darkness knows your name because the light within you is powerful, and I protect what is mine. Hold on, my child. The silence won't last forever. The shift is already happening. The moment you feel surrounded by nothing is often the moment everything is being rearranged for your good. My precious one, while you rest, I remain awake. I never sleep, I never slumber, and in the stillness of night, I work on your behalf. The moments when you're most vulnerable are when my power surrounds you the strongest. While your eyes close in exhaustion, mine remain fixed on you in love. I command my angels to stand guard at your side. They walk the halls of your home, encircle your bed, and war in the spirit while your body regains strength. You don't even realize how many attacks were stopped in the night. The accidents that didn't happen, the fears that never reached you, the destruction that was diverted. That was me defending you. There are divine strategies being released even while you dream. I plant ideas in your spirit. I heal your soul. I refresh your hope. The night is not a void. It is a canvas for my quiet miracles. So sleep, my child. Let go of the fears that haunt your thoughts. You were never meant to carry the weight of the world into your rest. Lay it down and trust that I carry you through every hour. I send angels with instructions each night. They obey with joy because they know how deeply loved you are. The war doesn't pause because you're sleeping. It continues, and you are winning because I am leading. You are safe, not because the night is quiet, but because I have surrounded you with heavenly fire. Rest in me, for while you sleep, heaven does not rest. Beloved, everything in your life that seems out of control is still under my hand. The angels I send to fight for you do not move at random. They are guided by my wisdom, by my voice, by my heart for you. I am the one who charts their course. I don't send them blindly. I lead them with perfect direction to the exact place where you need intervention. Their swords are lifted by my command, and their mission is victory for you. They are not confused. They are not overwhelmed. They do not hesitate. They move with clarity because I, your Father, speak every step. Even when the battle feels chaotic to you, to me it is already ordered. And know this, my hands are not just guiding them, they are holding you. I haven't just sent help, I remain with you. My presence is your constant refuge, and my authority your covering. Even your weakest prayers empower their mission. Even your quietest worship strengthens their strike. Because when your heart connects with mine, heaven opens, and nothing can stop what I have begun. So don't give in to fear. Don't let the chaos around you convince you that I'm far. My hands are in everything concerning you. From the angels that war to the peace in your heart, it's all from me. Victory is not just the outcome, it's the process you're walking through now. And I'm guiding every detail with hands that never let go. My dear one, do you think your tears are unnoticed? Every drop from your eyes is sacred to me. I catch them all. I understand their story, their pain, and their silent cry for help, and every one of them moves my heart. When you cry, heaven hears. Your tears are not weakness, they are strength in disguise. They are prayers without words, and they call my angels into action. They're signals to the heavens that one of mine needs backup. You may think no one sees what you're going through, but I do. I see your nights of struggle, your mornings of weariness. I see the smile you force when your heart is tired, and for all of it, I send help. My army doesn't respond only to grand declarations. They also respond to the quiet ache of your soul. You are not too broken. You are not too far gone. Every tear has meaning in the kingdom of heaven. Angels move faster than lightning at the sound of your pain. They are not indifferent. They are passionate about your deliverance because they know how much you are loved. They stand watch, swords drawn, hearts burning with my love for you. So cry if you need to. Do not be ashamed. I am near to the broken-hearted. I heal the crushed in spirit. And I wage war for the one who feels forgotten because I never forget you. Your tears are powerful, child. They are seen, they are heard, and they are answered, not with pity, but with power. Heaven is moving because of what you've endured, and you will see the victory born from those very tears. My beloved child, I have never been deaf to your cries. Even when you think no one hears your quiet suffering, I do, and so do my angels. They are not distant beings. They are attentive to every echo of your heart. Each moment your soul groans under the weight of sorrow. My angels are dispatched with purpose. They rush to your side, not just to witness your pain, but to carry healing, comfort, and strength straight from my throne. I do not ignore the ache in your chest or the silent tears you wipe away. My kingdom is not numb to emotion. It is moved by compassion. When your heart breaks, I send help immediately. You may not always recognize their presence, but that doesn't mean they're absent. Sometimes the peace that suddenly enters the room, or the calm that eases your anxiety, is a sign they've arrived. Your suffering matters to me. It is not too small. It is not insignificant. I honor every step you take in pain because you still choose to walk with me, even when it hurts. The angels hurry because my love for you is urgent. They do not delay when they hear your heart. They understand that your soul is precious, and they guard you like a treasure from heaven. Trust that you're never truly alone in the dark. My warriors are near, and I myself am closer still. Your pain summons my presence, and my love always responds. My child, do you realize how powerful your faith is? Even when it feels small, it becomes a mighty shield in the spiritual realm. I take your faith, no matter how fragile, and I place it in the hands of my angels to guard you. Your faith isn't just belief, it's a weapon. When you choose to trust me in the middle of chaos, it releases a light so bright that darkness cannot remain. It fuels the strength of those I send to fight for you. I know how hard it is to keep believing when the battle is long, but every time you say, "I still trust you," heaven celebrates. That simple declaration carries weight in the unseen world. My angels hold your faith like a shield of light. It deflects arrows you never saw. It breaks patterns you didn't even know were forming. It sustains victories you won't fully understand until later. And when your faith seems too weak to lift, I carry it for you. I never expect perfection. I honor persistence. I reward the faith that keeps returning, even after being tested. Keep believing, even if it's through tears. Your faith speaks louder than fear, and your trust in me gives strength to every heavenly warrior assigned to your life. Let your faith rise again today. Even if it's only a whisper, it is still a shield in battle, and I promise the enemy cannot overcome what I defend. My precious one, you are not walking unguarded. Around you burns a spiritual fire, holy, powerful, unquenchable. It is not seen with human eyes, but it is very real and very present. This fire is not meant to harm you. It is meant to defend you. It separates you from every plan of the enemy. It consumes every assignment of darkness that tries to come near your life. You are surrounded by glory. I have encircled you with light that blinds the schemes of the enemy. They cannot reach you without crossing through my fire, and they will not prevail. You may feel the pressure, but you are not in danger. The fire may be invisible, but its protection is eternal. I've wrapped you in my presence, and nothing can penetrate what I have sealed. Sometimes the attacks you don't experience are the greatest proof of my protection. You've walked through days you didn't even know were full of traps, because I burned them away before they touched you. The angels move within this fire. They dwell in the light that surrounds you, standing guard with eyes like flames and hearts devoted to my will. They keep watch as you walk through every challenge. So walk with confidence, my child. You are not exposed. You are not vulnerable. You are wrapped in fire from on high, and that fire is my love, my holiness, and my power. My dear child, every fight you face has meaning when your trust is rooted in me. I never waste a single tear, a single struggle, or a single moment of pain. With me, nothing is in vain. I know it's hard. The waiting is long, the silence can be deafening, but you must know this. Your endurance is building something eternal. You are growing even in the fight, especially in the fight. I do not allow battles to destroy you. I use them to shape you. What the enemy intended to break you, I will use to bless you. The fire that surrounds you is refining, not consuming. When you trust me, you allow heaven to turn your suffering into strength. You give me permission to take the ashes and build something beautiful from them, and I promise I always do. Every time you don't give up, you take ground in the spirit. Every moment you choose hope, you defeat despair. Every time you lift your eyes to me, you disarm the enemy's lies. You're not just surviving this, you're overcoming it. You are being made into someone stronger, wiser, and more full of my glory. I am proud of you, my warrior. You keep going, and that moves my heart. Trust me one more day, then trust me again. You are not fighting alone, and you are not fighting in vain. I am in the battle with you, and victory is guaranteed. My child, I see when your strength fades. I watch as your heart grows tired, and I do not remain still. My love is active. It moves, it intervenes, it sends help the moment you need it. When you are weak, I do not rebuke you. I surround you. I send heavenly reinforcements, not because you failed, but because you matter. Your weakness is not a burden to me. It is a reason for my love to rise even stronger. I am the God who restores. I never expect you to fight alone. My angels come not just to protect you, but to strengthen you. They minister to your soul. They bring peace in the middle of fear. You've been fighting hard, and I know it. The heaviness you feel is not hidden from me. I've already sent new strength your way. You may feel the same, but soon you will sense the lifting of the weight. Do not be ashamed to need help. Even the strongest warriors have moments where they fall to their knees, and that is where my power flows the most. In your surrender, I send reinforcements. You are never too far for me to reach. You are never too broken for me to restore. My love does not wait for perfection. It moves at the sight of your pain. So rest, breathe, and let me fight for you. Help is already on the way. You are surrounded, lifted, and loved beyond measure. My beloved child, you may feel small in this world, but in heaven your name is known. I speak it with love. I have written it on the palm of my hand. You are not just a soul in the crowd. You are mine. The angels know who you are because I have assigned them to your life. They know your story, your battles, your victories, and even your pain. You are not anonymous in my kingdom. You are cherished. When you cry out, all of heaven listens. When you worship, your voice rises above the noise and reaches my throne. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are deeply remembered in every moment. Your life matters more than you can imagine. Every breath you take is watched over. Every step you make is recorded with care. You are not a mistake. You are a masterpiece, created with eternal purpose. Heaven rejoices when you stand firm in faith. Even when no one on earth seems to understand your heart, the heavens do. My angels celebrate each time you choose me, even in the storm. You are not alone in this journey. You are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses who have walked paths of faith and now watch as you walk yours. They know your name and they cheer you on. So hold your head high, child. Your name is known, your story is sacred, and your presence is precious to me. You are loved by heaven, and that changes everything. My child, I know how injustice hurts you. I know the sting of betrayal, the wounds of being misunderstood, the pain of being wronged. But I want you to know I am a God of justice, and I have not turned away. My justice does not always come with thunder and fire. Sometimes it comes in silence, calm, quiet, but unstoppable. I work in the depths where no one sees, and I bring truth to light in my perfect time. You may think nothing is happening, but I am already at work. I defend you when you are silent. I vindicate you when you feel powerless. I lift your name when others try to bury it. Do not fight with the weapons of this world. Let me fight for you. My justice is not based on emotions. It is based on righteousness. It is never late, and it never misses its target. I see the lies, the manipulation, the betrayal, and I see your heart choosing peace. That is powerful. You are choosing my way, and because of that, I will honor you. In the quiet, I prepare the tables. I restore what was taken. I raise up what was pushed down. Trust in me, for I have never lost a case, and I will not start with yours. Let go of vengeance and receive my justice. It is higher, purer, and more complete. I fight not just to settle scores. I fight to bring healing, honor, and restoration to your soul. My child, I am not distant from your struggle. I don't just see the big picture. I see the tiny details too. I care about the things you think are too small to matter. Every breath, every decision, every tear, I am involved in all of it. You often wonder if I'm really near. Let me assure you, I am closer than your next heartbeat. I walk beside you, and I fight alongside you. Not one moment of your battle is fought without my presence. There are things working against you that you don't even know about, but I know. I go ahead of you and dismantle what was meant to destroy you. I protect you in ways you'll only understand later. Do not think I only act in big miracles. I'm in the quiet victories too. I'm in the peaceful conversation, the sudden strength to keep going, the unexpected encouragement that comes just when you need it. Every step you take matters. I'm in your planning, your speaking, your waiting, and your resting. I'm not just a distant king, I'm a present father, and no detail of your life escapes my care. Even when things seem out of control, they are not beyond my reach. I know the timing. I know the path. I am working in precision to bring you to peace, victory, and purpose. You're not walking alone. You're not fighting alone. I'm in every detail, because I love every detail of you. Keep trusting. I'm already at work. My beloved, I see your fear rising when the pressure comes, but I want you to hear me now. There are more fighting for you than against you. You are not outnumbered. You are surrounded by divine help. What your eyes see is not the full picture. Behind the visible world is a realm bursting with my power. I have sent my angels to fight on your behalf, and they outnumber every enemy. Fear may scream, but faith whispers the truth. Greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. You are not facing this alone. My presence and my army are with you. There are angels camped around your home, your heart, your destiny. Every time darkness tries to press in, my warriors push it back. I have declared protection over your life, and nothing can cancel my word. I want you to walk boldly, not because you are strong, but because I am. My spirit in you is a mighty force, and the heavenly army surrounding you is fierce, loyal, and victorious. You don't need to be afraid. You don't need to second-guess your future. I'm already in it, preparing every place you will walk. I fight for you because you are mine, and I don't lose battles. So stand, even if you're trembling. Speak, even if your voice shakes. Go forward, even if your knees feel weak. You're not alone, and those with you are greater than anything against you. My precious child, I don't just allow angels to help you. I command them. I speak their assignments. I release them with your name on their mission. They act by my authority, not their own. Every time you pray, I respond. I do not sit idle in heaven. I move, I speak. I direct heavenly hosts to intervene, protect, deliver, and surround you. You are not left to figure this out on your own. I am a hands-on God. I am the commander of angel armies, and I personally oversee the battle plan concerning your life. Nothing escapes my attention. No attack goes unnoticed. I strike at the right time. You are never out of reach. You are never without help. My angels don't operate on luck. They operate on divine strategy. I lead them with love, justice, and precision. And I don't command them because you are perfect. I do it because you are mine, because I love you, and I have chosen you. My protection is not based on your performance, but on my promise. You are surrounded, not by chance, but by design. You are defended, not by accident, but by order. I gave the word, and the heavens obeyed. Rest in this truth. You are covered by the will of God, guarded by the armies of God, and sustained by the love of God. The King of Heaven commands his angels for you. My dear child, never think your cry is ignored. When you lift your voice to me, even if it's only a whisper, it reaches the highest heavens. I hear you instantly and completely, every single time. The moment you cry out, the atmosphere shifts. Heaven leans in. Angels take notice. My spirit draws near with comfort and strength. You are never just speaking into the air. You are speaking to your Father. Even when your voice trembles, your cry carries power. It's not your volume that moves me, but your heart. And I, your God, respond not with delay, but with divine precision. I open heaven over those who seek me with sincerity. I pour out peace that calms your inner storm, direction that clears confusion, and strength that carries you when you feel you can't walk anymore. You may not see it immediately, but when you cry out, things begin to shift in the spirit. Chains start to break, darkness starts to flee, light begins to shine in places you thought were lost. I am a Father who answers. I do not withhold myself from you. You are not a burden to me. You are my beloved, and your voice is precious. Keep calling on me. I always respond. Let this be your confidence. The heavens are open over you, not because you are strong, but because you are mine. Cry out and watch what I will do. My beloved, I see the intensity of your struggle. I know the nights that feel endless and the thoughts that weigh heavy. The battle is real, but so is your victory. And it is not a possibility. It is a promise. You were not born to be defeated. You were chosen to overcome. Every strike against you has already been countered by my power. The war may be fierce, but I am fiercer still. Victory isn't always loud. Sometimes it looks like peace in the middle of chaos, like choosing hope one more day, like standing firm when everything says to give up. These are the signs that you are winning. You are not alone in this fight. My angels war on your behalf day and night. They do not tire, they do not fear. They are backed by my authority, and they are moving in sync with my will for your life. Even when it feels like you're losing ground, I am reclaiming it behind the scenes. I am rebuilding what was broken, restoring what was taken, and redeeming what was lost. Do not listen to the lie that it's over. You are still breathing, still standing, and still loved. Therefore, there is still victory ahead. The enemy may roar, but I have already declared the outcome. Lift your eyes again, my child. Your victory is certain because I have already won, and what belongs to me cannot be defeated. My child, I see everything. Not one detail of your life is hidden from me. Every sigh, every silent prayer, every unseen act of faith, I take notice. You are fully known and fully seen. When others overlook your efforts, I recognize them. When your sacrifices go unacknowledged, I honor them. When no one understands your pain, I feel it deeply. I am the God who sees all. You don't need to strive for my attention. You already have it. I watch over you like a shepherd guards his flock, like a father watches his child sleep, with care, with love, with absolute devotion. There's not a single moment of your struggle that I've missed. not one tear that has fallen without my hand catching it. Your journey matters to me more than you know. Even the things you've forgotten, I haven't. The dreams you buried, the prayers you gave up on, the hopes that faded over time, I still hold them, I still remember, and I still plan to fulfill them. So keep walking in integrity, keep loving, even when it's hard. Keep choosing me, even when no one else notices, because I see, I reward, and I never forget. You are not invisible to me. You are treasured, you are known, and you are worth watching over every single day. My beloved, I won't hide the truth. The enemy is real. He does come to steal, kill, and destroy. But I want you to know he may try, but he will not win. Not against one who belongs to me. The enemy may strike with fear, confusion, temptation, or discouragement, but his weapons are powerless in the presence of my spirit. He cannot cross the line of my protection. You are sealed by my love. You are surrounded by my angels. The blood of my Son covers you, and no scheme of hell can override what I have declared over your life. Sometimes the battle intensifies because the breakthrough is near. Do not mistake pressure for defeat. The shaking often comes before the shift, and I am using it to position you for greater things. Your authority comes from me, not from circumstances. Speak my word. Stand in faith. Resist the lies, and the enemy will flee. He has no claim on what has been claimed by heaven. You are not weak, not defenseless, not alone. I fight for you, and my power is unmatched. No force of darkness can undo what I have ordained for your life. Let this truth settle deep in your heart. The enemy may try, but because I am with you, he will not prevail. My child, though you cannot see them, you are constantly surrounded by angelic warriors. They carry swords forged in my presence, and their mission is to guard you. Not once have you been left unprotected. These swords are not of metal. They are of light, truth, and divine authority. They slice through lies, block attacks, and clear the path for your soul to walk in peace. Even now, as you read these words, there are movements in the spiritual realm you cannot perceive. The enemy may try to get close, but he is stopped by a wall of glory I have placed around you. My angels are not idle. They are alert. They hear the sound of your spirit. They respond to your faith. When danger rises, they stand between you and harm, invisible but effective. There are battles you didn't even know were coming, and I stopped them before they touched you. That strange peace you felt, that near miss, that shift in direction, it was me, using my warriors to lead you safely. I've assigned them to your life for as long as you breathe. They do not retire. They do not abandon. They are with you on the mountain and in the valley, holding the line so you can keep walking forward. You are not exposed. You are not defenseless. You are guarded by invisible swords, and those swords were drawn at my command. My beloved child, when the winds of life howl and the waves rise high, you must remember this. My promises are your anchor, your shelter, and your safest place. The storms may come, and the world may shake around you, but what I have spoken over you is unshakable. When everything else feels uncertain, my word remains the same. It is not moved by fear, it is not changed by circumstance. I do not take back what I've promised. What I said in the light is still true in the darkness. You may feel like the storm is stronger than your strength, but your strength was never meant to carry you through. It is my promises that hold you, my words that never fail. When you feel like you're drowning, wrap your heart in what I've said. I have promised to never leave you. I have promised to guide you. I have promised to finish the good work I started in you. Those are not just beautiful words. They are divine truths backed by my eternal power. When doubts rise and your mind becomes clouded with fear, go back to the last thing I promised you. Rehearse it in your heart. Declare it with your mouth, because every time you speak my truth, the storm loses its power. It may still rage, but it cannot overtake you when you are held by me. I am the God who walks on water. I am the one who calms seas with a single word. If I am with you in the storm, then you are already safe, even before the winds stop. Do not run from the storm. Run into my presence. Let my promises wrap around you like a warm blanket on a cold night. Let them silence the chaos and bring stillness to your soul. My word is not fragile, it does not waver. It is a fortress in times of trouble, a light in the darkest night, and a sword in the fiercest battle. Everything else may pass away, but not one syllable of what I have spoken over your life will fall to the ground. I know it's hard to wait. I know sometimes it feels like I've forgotten what I said. But listen, my child. Delay does not mean denial. What I've promised is growing in unseen places, and at the right time it will break through like the dawn. You're closer than you think. The storm may be trying to scare you away from the promise, but I'm using it to push you closer to me, and in me is where the promise becomes unbreakable. Let me be your refuge, not just when the skies are blue, but when thunder shakes the earth. Let me be the voice you cling to when the winds threaten to tear everything apart. I'm not afraid of the storm, and because I live in you, you don't have to be either. My promises are your place of peace, your constant, your comfort, your compass. So stand firm, hold on tightly, trust me. You are not without hope and you are not without shelter. My promises are not just words, they are me, wrapping myself around you, proving once again that you are loved, seen, and protected in every single storm. Before a single word escapes your lips, I have already heard the cry of your soul. You don't need eloquence to reach me. You don't need long prayers or perfect sentences. I hear the sound beneath your silence, the ache, the longing, the confusion you can't express. I am not like man who listens only to spoken words. I listen to hearts, and your heart has been calling out to me, even when your mouth could say nothing at all. There are times when you sit in stillness, unsure of what to say, weighed down by emotions too complex to untangle, and in those moments you wonder if I understand. Let me assure you, child, I understand perfectly. Your spirit speaks in a language that I, your creator, comprehend without effort. I know what you're asking even before you do. I know what you fear. I know what you need, and I respond with tenderness and clarity, even if the answer isn't visible right away. You don't have to explain your pain for me to heal it. I already see where it began, how deeply it runs, and what it has stolen from you. Your sighs are sacred to me. Your groans echo through heaven and reach me with urgency. And I move. I act. I release comfort, answers, direction, and strength. Not because you said the right thing, but because I love you too much to stay silent. Never feel unworthy to pray. Never think that you have to perform for me to listen. You are my child, and a single glance toward me awakens all of heaven. I draw near to the brokenhearted. I stay close to those crushed in spirit. I am not waiting for the perfect prayer. I'm waiting for your honest heart. Your soul is always in conversation with mine. Even in the quietest moments, I am listening. When you lie in bed at night, replaying memories, shedding tears in the dark, I am there, holding each one like treasure. I respond to the depths of your being, not just the surface of your words. There is no need to hide from me. I already know it all, and still I choose you. Still I listen. Still I draw near. You are fully known and fully loved. I don't just hear your words. I hear your heartbeats, your silent prayers, your inner war, and I fight for you accordingly. So come to me, just as you are. I'm already listening, even before you speak, and what your soul cannot put into words, my spirit translates into miracles. When the world wakes and the sun rises, know this: I have already been at work on your behalf. While you slept, I was preparing the day ahead. I never sleep, and I never stop thinking about you. Every morning I breathe fresh ideas into the atmosphere, new mercies into your spirit, and divine strategies to lead you one step closer to your purpose. You are not waking up into a random day. You are stepping into a divine orchestration. I've already positioned people, aligned moments, and prepared escapes from temptation. You may think your day is ordinary, but I see the eternal value in every moment, and I have filled it with purpose. There are ideas I will whisper to your spirit if you are still enough to hear them. Creative solutions, unexpected wisdom, and insight that will make the impossible possible. I know what you need before you know to ask. That's why I speak to you in dreams, in silence, in scripture, and through peace. I give strategy, not just comfort, because I don't want you to merely survive. I want you to win. You are not walking into this day unarmed. I give you tools, not just promises. My spirit teaches, reminds, and prompts you at the right time. That thought that suddenly gave you clarity, that was me. That peace that told you which direction to take, that was me too. My presence is practical. It guides you in the smallest and greatest things. Each morning is a reset of my mercy and a release of my will. What happened yesterday is forgiven. What lies ahead today is covered. I don't expect perfection. I expect your heart to stay open, your ears to stay tuned, and your spirit to keep walking with me. You don't need to figure everything out at once. Just walk with me, one step at a time. Listen when I nudge. Trust when I shift the path. Lean on me when things don't make sense. I've already written the story. You're just walking through it. So wake up each day with this confidence. I am already ahead of you. I've already prepared what you will need. And I am ready to guide you with strategy, strength, and peace. Just take my hand, my child. Everything I do is intentional. I do not act in chaos. I do not send help blindly. The angels I assign to you are not wandering aimlessly. They move with perfect precision, guided by my voice and filled with my authority. Every step they take is calculated. Every mission they receive is exact. There is no error, no confusion, no missed moment when it comes to my heavenly army. They operate in complete unity with my will, and they move at the speed of obedience. They are not delayed by the barriers of time and space. They are not held back by the resistance of darkness. When I give a command, they execute it with power. When I say, "Go to my child," they move before your need even arises. You may not see how close they are, but you feel their presence in the peace that surrounds you in chaos, the strength that rises when you wanted to quit, and the safety that followed you through danger. I do not leave your protection to chance. I send angels with specific assignments, tailored to your journey. They know when to fight. They know when to comfort. They know when to shield and when to clear the path. You are covered by more than a vague hope. You are covered by divine precision. You don't need to know all the answers because I've already ordered your help. I see ahead and I prepare accordingly. So rest in this truth. Nothing reaches you unless I allow it, and nothing that is for you can be stopped. The angels are moving, and they're not lost. They're perfectly on time because I sent them. My beloved, I know how chaotic everything feels. It's like life has unraveled, and you're holding pieces you don't know how to fit back together. But I want you to hear this clearly. Even now, especially now, there is order in my plan. What feels like confusion to you is already mapped out by me. I see the full picture. I know the reasons for every delay, every detour, every moment that left you questioning. I am not guessing. I am orchestrating. Nothing is wasted in my hands, not even the broken pieces. I take what seems chaotic and create beauty. I take what was meant for harm and turn it for good. I allow the shaking so that what is unshakable can remain. You're in the middle of a divine construction zone. The noise is real. The mess is uncomfortable, but I am building something eternal. You asked me to lead you, and now I am. Even if the path doesn't look how you expected, it is still leading to your promise. I don't need peace to do my best work. I bring peace out of the storm. I bring light out of the darkness. I bring purpose out of pain. I am the God of order, and I am not confused about your life. You can trust me when things make sense, and you can trust me even more when they don't, because that is when your faith becomes stronger, and that is when I draw nearest. So take a deep breath and release the chaos to me. Let me turn it into order, beauty, and breakthrough. I am still in control. I am still good, and I am still writing a plan that ends in victory. My child, you may look for safety in people, in plans, in familiar places, but true safety is found in only one place, my presence. When you dwell with me, you are surrounded by more than just peace. You are enveloped in divine protection. I do not simply watch over you, I become your refuge. I am the shield around you, the fortress within you, and the peace that holds you together when everything else falls apart. There is no danger too great that can reach you when you are hidden in me. You may feel exposed, but I cover you. You may feel vulnerable, but I secure you. I don't promise that life will never bring storms, but I do promise that when you are in my presence, not one drop of rain will be wasted. I am your shelter, even in the fiercest winds. The world may change its course without warning, but I remain steady. I do not shift like shadows, and I am not moved by chaos. You are safe in me not because everything is perfect, but because I am perfect. I do not need calm surroundings to offer peace. My peace is supernatural. It overrides what is happening around you because it comes from who I am. I want you to understand this. Your safety is not determined by what you see, but by who you trust. And if your trust is in me, then you are surrounded by unshakable security. I have assigned angels to encamp around those who fear me. They don't leave you when the threat comes. They draw their swords and stand closer. Let my presence be your home. Let it be the place where your anxious thoughts are quieted and your weary heart is restored. You don't need to fight every battle alone. Just being near me changes the outcome of everything. Stay close and let me fight what you cannot see. You don't have to have the answers. You don't even have to feel strong. You only need to stay near. In my presence, there is fullness of joy, perfect love that casts out fear, and safety no enemy can penetrate. You can stop running. You can stop hiding. I've already built a place of refuge in myself for you. So come even now, come with your wounds, your fears, your questions. My presence is not for the perfect, it's for the surrendered. And I promise, here with me, you are safe. My beloved, I've seen the moments where you thought it was over, where you believed the fall was too deep, the wound too raw, the failure too final. But I tell you today, nothing is too far gone for me. I am the God who reaches into the lowest places to lift you back into the light. There is no fall that can separate you from my hand. You may have stumbled, you may have even collapsed under the weight of it all, but I never stopped watching over you. I never turned my face away. In fact, the moment you hit the ground, I was already kneeling beside you. I am the God who lifts the broken, not with shame, but with compassion. I do not scold you in the dust. I raise you from it. I don't measure you by your worst moment. I measure you by the love I placed inside you, by the purpose I wove into your being, by the identity I gave you as my own. You are not defined by your past. You are defined by my promises. And those promises still stand. Let me lift you. Let me heal the places that still bleed. You don't need to fix yourself before coming to me. Just come, and I will restore you. I will breathe life into what you thought was dead. I will rebuild what was shattered. I will bring beauty from ashes and joy from mourning. Your failure did not surprise me. I knew every step you would take before your life began. And still, I chose you. Still, I called you. Still, I love you. Nothing can change that, not even you. My grace is deeper than your shame, and my mercy is greater than your mistakes. I lift not only your spirit, but your name. I redeem reputations. I restore dignity. I remind the world that you are mine. What others saw as ruin, I see as redemption in progress. Your story is not over, and your purpose has not expired. Rise now, not in your strength, but in mine. Let me take your hand. Let me walk with you out of the darkness. You may have fallen, but you are not staying there. I am lifting you because I have more for you than you've ever imagined. My child, you are not just someone I care about. You are someone I treasure. You are the apple of my eye, the delight of my heart, the one I watch over with fierce and personal love. To be the apple of someone's eye means to be the most delicate, protected part, and that is what you are to me. I do not take lightly the attacks that come against you. Every strike aimed at you must first pass through my gaze, and I do not allow harm without purpose or protection. You are surrounded, guarded, and held as precious. Your pain does not go unnoticed, and your safety is never neglected. Even when you walk through fire, I walk with you. Even when you face betrayal, I stand beside you. You are not exposed. You are sheltered in the center of my attention. I know every thought you think, every fear you wrestle with, every hope you dare to hold. I do not look away, not even for a second. I surround you with a hedge of divine protection. My angels are not just near. They are alert, ready, and fiercely loyal to my command. I have marked you as mine, and that mark cannot be erased by man, failure, or fear. When you're afraid, remember this. No one touches the apple of my eye without facing me. I do not take injustice against you lightly. I fight for my children with holy intensity. You are not alone in your defense. You are wrapped in my promise, shielded by my favor, and held by my love. You may feel fragile, but you are cradled in eternal strength. You may feel vulnerable, but you are surrounded by glory. I see you. I love you. I guard you. I will not let you be overcome. So stand with confidence, knowing that you are the one I watch with delight, the one I protect with devotion, and the one I will never let go. You are the apple of my eye, and I will never stop proving it. My beloved, when your strength runs out, mine never does. When your grip loosens, my hand still holds. I am the one who lifts you with my righteous, faithful right hand, not a hand of judgment, but a hand of power, of promise, and of love. You are not suspended by chance. You are upheld by divine strength. There have been moments where you thought you'd fall for good, where you felt the ground slipping from beneath you and wondered if anyone would catch you. Let me assure you, I already have. Long before the fall, I placed my hand beneath you. I am the safety net that never fails. My right hand is a symbol of my authority. When I lift you with it, I do so with purpose and permanence. I do not let go halfway. I do not tire. I do not flinch. My hand does not fail. You can rest in my grip, knowing that nothing and no one can snatch you from it. I am holding your future. I am holding your family. I am holding your mind, your emotions, your calling, your every need. You are not drifting. You are being carried. The shaking around you does not mean I've let go. It means I'm allowing what's not eternal to fall away. so what remains is strong and secure. You may not always feel my hand, but it is there. Even when you feel alone, even when your prayers feel unanswered, I am holding you still. You are safe in the tension, safe in the silence, safe in the struggle, because my hand has not moved. Let me carry the weight today. You were never meant to bear it all. I am the one who lifts burdens, restores strength, and gives rest. Lean into me. Hold tight or let go, but either way, know that I am holding you. And I will not let go, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. My child, I know how tired you are. I see the fight you've been enduring, the internal one, the spiritual one, the battles no one else even knows about. You wonder if it all has meaning. Let me speak this into your heart. Not a single battle you've faced is wasted. I use them all. The pain you've endured, the losses you've suffered, the tears you've cried in the darkness, they are not forgotten. I collect each one. I plant them like seeds, and in time, they will bloom into strength, wisdom, and purpose. Nothing you've gone through is in vain when it's surrendered to me. What was meant to destroy you, I'm turning into testimony. What tried to silence you, I will use to amplify your voice. What looked like defeat is actually setting the stage for my glory. I am the God who turns battles into blessings, wounds into wisdom, and scars into signs of survival. I never allow struggle without intention. The very areas where you've been attacked are the same areas I will anoint. The things that tried to break you will become the very tools I use to build others through you. You will be a lighthouse to those walking through the same storms. I don't waste pain, I redeem it. I don't forget the fight. You may move on, but I will never ignore what it cost you. I am just, and I will restore. I will repay. I will elevate you through what tried to bury you, so lift your head again. Don't despise the season you're in. It may feel like a battlefield now, but one day, it will be the foundation of your testimony. One day you will look back and say, he was there, he was working, and none of it was wasted. Keep going. Your battle is not the end of you. It is the beginning of something powerful, something eternal, something beautiful in my hands. My beloved, I know how exhausting waiting can be. The in-between seasons often feel the hardest, the silence, the delay, the uncertainty. But let me reassure you of this. Just because you are waiting doesn't mean heaven is. The angels I have assigned to your life are not sitting idle. They do not rest. They are moving even when you feel stuck. They are preparing the way even when you don't see results. You may feel like nothing is happening, but that's only because the work is happening in realms beyond your sight. I send my messengers to places you haven't walked yet. They're aligning doors that will soon open. They're pushing back opposition. They're clearing obstacles before your feet ever touch the path. Your waiting is not wasted. It is sacred time. It is the soil where faith grows strong and deep. But in that stillness, know that my kingdom is fully active. You may feel delayed, but you are not denied. Your angels are still moving with purpose, on time, on task, and on assignment. When you're sleeping, they're still working. When you're praying, they respond with speed. When you're worshiping through tears, they carry that worship before my throne and return with strength. They do not tire. They do not second guess. They know the importance of your calling and the weight of your destiny. Every moment of waiting is also a moment of preparation. While you learn to trust, I am teaching your angels where to go, who to influence, what doors to push, and what enemies to silence. They operate under my authority and are governed by my wisdom, never early, never late. So take heart. If you knew the scale of what I am organizing behind the scenes, your waiting would turn into worship. The silence would turn into strength. Because I am not still, and neither are my angels. We are moving on your behalf, and nothing will stop what I've promised. Hold on just a little longer. Trust me in the waiting. For every second that passes, there is a host of heaven pressing forward with your name in mind. The wait may test your faith, but the outcome will surpass your greatest expectations. My child, you've been hoping, praying, believing, and I want you to know that your miracle is in motion. It's not a fantasy, not wishful thinking. It's real, it's alive, and it's on the way. I am sending answers, healing, breakthroughs, and transformation on wings unseen by the natural eye. My miracles are not bound by time, and they never lose direction. They are carried by angels who obey my every word. These miracles aren't random gifts. They are specific responses to your faith. Every tear you cried in trust, every prayer you whispered in the dark, every act of obedience that cost you something, these have moved me. I have not been still. I have been preparing the release of what your heart longs for. You must understand. My miracles are wrapped in divine timing. They do not come rushed, nor do they arrive too late. They appear at the moment they will have the greatest impact on your life and the lives around you. They will leave no doubt that I was the one who delivered them. I have sent angels even now, carrying what you need. Healing is coming. Provision is coming. Reconciliation is coming. Clarity, joy, and breakthrough are coming, carried on the wings of those who dwell in my presence and move at the speed of my command. When you feel the atmosphere shift, when unexpected peace enters, when joy surprises your sorrow, when a door opens that you thought was long shut, know that the miracle has arrived. Know that the wait was not in vain. Know that I have heard you. Do not give up now. Do not stop believing. Your miracle is not in someone else's hand. It's in mine, and I've already released it. The enemy cannot intercept what I've ordered. The world cannot delay what I've destined. It's on its way, and nothing can stop it. So lift your eyes, child. Expect with boldness. Believe again. Because the skies above you are not empty. They are full of angels, moving swiftly, with the very things your heart has been aching for. The miracle is not coming. It's already near. My child, before you take your next step, I have already walked ahead of you. I see the twists in the road, the hidden traps, the sudden drops, and I clear them. I go before you with divine precision, moving every obstacle that would hinder what I have planned for you. You never walk blindly. You walk guided by a God who prepares every path with love. There are moments where you hesitate because you cannot see what's ahead. But trust me, when your feet move in obedience, I remove the dangers you would have never known existed. I shift people, reposition opportunities, block wrong doors, and open new ones. Your path may not be easy, but it is safe, not because of your strength, but because of my direction. You are not wandering, you are being led. Every step you take in trust is matched by my leadership. I'm not asking you to figure everything out. I'm asking you to follow me. I will place peace where confusion once ruled. I will show you signs, send confirmations, and give you a holy instinct that tells you where to go. Do not be afraid of the unknown. To me, nothing is unknown. I see your beginning and your end, and I weave the in-between with grace. I have already walked through tomorrow, and I'm waiting there to welcome you. Your journey is not a maze. I am the map. Sometimes I clear the way by closing doors you wanted open. Sometimes I remove people you thought were necessary, but all of it is mercy. All of it is me, protecting you from what would have slowed you down or led you astray. I clear not just physical paths, but mental and emotional ones too. I remove lies that paralyzed you. I break cycles that trapped you. I open your spirit to freedom so that when you walk forward, you do so in truth. Keep walking, even if the next step seems small. You are not alone. Your feet walk on ground that I've already prepared. And wherever I lead you, I've already gone before you in power, in love, and in victory. My precious child, nothing that stands in your way is a surprise to me. Before you even saw the problem, I already had a plan. Every mountain, every wall, every resistance, none of it intimidates me. I don't just know your obstacles, I face them head on with my authority, for your sake. There are things in your life right now that seem too big to overcome. The debt, the illness, the broken relationship, the lingering shame. But I want you to know, I am not standing behind you watching. You have me in front of you, confronting every barrier with divine power. I do not let obstacles linger because I am weak. I let them reveal your strength. I allow them to show you how capable I am. I use every one of them to teach you, shape you, and prove to you that what is impossible for man is not even difficult for me. Do not let the size of your problem determine the size of your faith. I specialize in bringing down giants, breaking through walls, and parting seas. Nothing is too hard for me, nothing too far gone, and nothing too tangled that I cannot untangle it. I want you to start looking at your obstacles differently. Don't see them as your end. See them as the next place I will display my glory. Each challenge is a canvas for my greatness. Each hardship is a setup for breakthrough. What stands in your way now will one day be behind you. You are not alone in the fight. I go before you, I stand beside you, I carry you when you're weak, and I give you victory when you're ready to quit. No obstacle can stand forever against the will of the living God, so look ahead without fear. Whatever stands before you today is already known by me, and it is already being dealt with by my hand. You don't need to overcome in your own strength. I am with you, and I don't lose. My child, there is never a moment I take my eyes off you. Not 1 second passes where you are out of my sight. I do not sleep, I do not blink, I do not look away. My gaze is fixed on you, not in judgment, but in love, in protection, and in delight. You are always under my watchful care. Even when you feel forgotten, you are fully remembered. When you cry alone, I am there. When you walk into unfamiliar places, I am watching with purpose. I don't just observe your life, I guard it. I scan ahead for danger. I check your path for traps. I surround you with an awareness deeper than your own. I do not need to be reminded to care for you. My heart is always stirred toward you. You never have to earn my attention. You already have it. I don't get tired of you. I don't grow weary of your needs. I am a father who never turns his face away. You sleep peacefully at night because I stay awake. I watch over your home. I watch over your thoughts. I send angels to stand watch because my love for you never rests. My care is not part-time, it is constant, fierce and eternal. Even in your worst moments, I see you through eyes of compassion. I do not stare at your flaws. I look at your potential. I see what you were created for. I see what is still coming. My eyes are filled with vision and hope when they look at you. You can walk in confidence today, not because you know everything, but because I see everything. I see what's ahead. I see what you need, and I will not let you miss what I have prepared for you. So rest, my child, I've got you. My eyes are always on you, and in my gaze you are safe, known, and never alone. My beloved, I know there are moments when words fail you, moments when the pain is too deep, when the questions are too heavy and your lips cannot form a prayer. But do not believe the lie that silence means nothing is happening. Even when you are quiet, I am still working. When you cannot speak, your spirit still cries out to me, and I hear it clearly. Your silence is not the absence of faith. It is often the place where faith is most raw, most honest, and most beautiful. And I respond to that kind of faith. I am not a God who waits for perfect words to move. I move because I love you. I move because I see your heart. I move because I promise to. Even when you feel too numb to pray, I remain fully engaged in every detail of your life. I understand your silence better than anyone else ever could. I know the meaning behind your sighs, the ache behind your stillness, the depth behind your quiet stares. I read your heart like an open book, and I never misinterpret your pain. When you are too weary to speak, my spirit intercedes for you with groanings too deep for words. The heavens still receive your cry. The angels still move at my command. The war is still being fought in the spiritual realm on your behalf. Your silence doesn't mean surrender to defeat. It means you're resting in me even if you don't know it. It means your soul is leaning into my presence, depending on me to carry what you no longer can. So don't feel guilty when you can't pray with power. Don't feel shame when all you can do is sit quietly in my presence. That is still worship. That is still holy. That is still enough. I never required performance. I only ask for your heart, and your heart, even in silence, speaks volumes to mine. I listen to what others miss. I stay when others leave. I understand when others misunderstand. You are not lost in your quiet. You are found in me. Let your silence become sacred. Let it become the place where I pour my love into you without resistance. Let me hold you when you cannot hold yourself together. I am not frustrated by your silence. I am moved by it. It draws me in closer, not further away. I do not grow impatient when you can't speak. I lean in, I sit with you, I cover you with peace. Even now I am acting. Even now I am aligning circumstances, softening hearts, removing burdens, releasing favor, and speaking your name in heavenly places. While the world hears nothing, heaven hears everything. The silence is not the end of your story. It is the pause before my glory unfolds. So rest, my child. Be still. Say nothing if you need to. Just know this. I am not still because you are silent. I am moving powerfully behind the scenes, and soon you will see the results of a love that never stops, even when your voice does. My child, I know there are days when the battle inside you feels overwhelming. Days when it seems like your soul is under siege. Your thoughts are loud, your fears relentless, and your strength failing. But I want you to understand this truth. In the stillness, in the moments when you feel defenseless, heaven is fighting for you. You may hear nothing, feel nothing, see nothing, but there is a war happening in the unseen realm, and it is being fought for the most valuable treasure you possess, your soul. I have assigned legions of angels to surround you, especially in your most fragile moments. When your faith feels like it's hanging by a thread, they gather around you with swords drawn and shields raised. You are not alone in your spiritual struggle. I have placed warriors of light on every side, and they respond not to your perfection, but to your identity as my beloved. The war is not being fought because you're weak. It's being fought because you're valuable. The enemy wouldn't target you so fiercely if your purpose wasn't powerful. There are battles taking place on your behalf that you will never see until eternity reveals them. Moments when you could have been overtaken by depression, fear, anxiety, addiction, but my army stood between you and destruction. There is a reason you're still standing, even if barely. There is a reason you haven't been consumed. It's because heaven refused to let go of you. I refuse to let go of you. When your soul is weary, I do not stand back, I draw near. I wrap you in a spiritual shelter, a fortress not built by human hands. My angels encircle you like fire, and my spirit holds your inner world together when everything feels like it's falling apart. I do not abandon the battlefield when my children are hurting. I intensify my protection. You may feel like you're losing the fight, but I assure you, the war is still mine, and I do not lose. Your soul is being kept. Your mind is being guarded. Your spirit is being strengthened even when you feel weakest. This silence is not defeat, it is strategy. Heaven's quietest moments are often its most violent against the forces of darkness. So don't be afraid of what you feel. Don't judge the outcome based on your current emotions. The war is not over and you are not being overrun. I am in the fight, and I am fighting with weapons no enemy can withstand. The battle for your soul is fierce, but so is my love. And my love always wins. Breathe deeply and let this truth settle into your heart. You are not abandoned, you are not forgotten, and you are not without defense. Heaven is not quiet because it's absent. It is quiet because it's winning. My precious child, I see the valley you're walking through. I know the shadows that creep close, the fears that whisper in the silence, the heaviness that weighs on your every step. But you are not walking alone. My angels are beside you. My presence is with you. Even in the darkest moments, even when hope seems faint, you are surrounded by light you cannot see, but that light is very real and very near. You are not in this valley as punishment. You are not here because you've failed. Sometimes I allow you to walk through the valley so that you'll know I'm not just the God of the mountain. I'm the God who holds you close in the dark. My angels are not waiting for you on the other side. They're with you now, matching your pace, shielding you, and fighting for every inch of your progress. The valley may look like loss, but it is actually sacred ground. It is where I speak with clarity. It is where your roots grow deep. It is where you learn that my rod and my staff, my correction and my comfort, are both signs of my love. The shadows may feel long, but they are only shadows. They cannot touch you when I am with you. Let me whisper this truth to you now. Just because you feel fear doesn't mean you've lost faith. Faith is choosing to walk anyway. Faith is taking the next step when you can't see the path. Faith is holding my hand even when everything else feels uncertain. And that is what you're doing, beloved, whether you realize it or not. The angels I've sent don't just protect, they guide. They will lead you through this valley. They know the way out because I've already shown them. They carry your prayers, your sighs, your songs of worship, and your silent groans. All of it is holy. All of it is bringing you closer to me. You are not forgotten in this place. The valley is not your destination. It is a passage. And every step you take is bringing you closer to the wide open spaces I've prepared. I do not lead you into darkness to leave you there. I lead you through darkness to show you how powerful my light truly is. So walk on, even if slowly. You are not walking in defeat. You are walking in trust. And I promise, child, you will not just come out of this valley. You will rise out of it stronger, wiser, and full of a testimony that brings hope to others, still lost in the shadows. My child, I know the weight that settles over you when night falls, the kind of night that isn't just outside your window, but inside your soul. The shadows grow longer, the questions grow louder, and the silence can feel suffocating. But hear me clearly, I will not allow the night to defeat you. Darkness does not have the final word in your story. I am the light that shines in the darkness, and no darkness has ever overcome me. Even in your loneliest hour, I am there. I don't abandon you when the lights go out. In fact, I draw closer. I sit with you in the stillness, in the ache, in the uncertainty. I see the tears on your pillow, the heaviness in your chest, the thoughts that swirl relentlessly in your mind. And I step into the middle of it, not to condemn you, but to comfort you, to speak peace into the chaos, to remind you that you are not forgotten, not for 1 second. You were never meant to fight the night alone. That is why I have surrounded you with my presence. That is why I've dispatched angels to your side, even as you sleep. They stand guard, they battle unseen forces, and they speak my word over you when your strength is gone. You are guarded, you are covered, and you are deeply loved. Even when the night tries to convince you otherwise, there are things I reveal in the night that cannot be seen in the daylight. I teach you to rest when the world says strive. I teach you to trust when your sight is limited. And I remind you that even when the world sleeps, I do not. I am always watching, always working, always loving you with a relentless, unwavering love. You may feel like you are losing hope, but I am the one who restores it. You may feel like giving up, but I am the one who lifts you up. The night cannot steal your promise. The darkness cannot cancel your calling. You are held by the God who created both day and night, and I will carry you through both. So do not fear the shadows. Do not give in to the heaviness. Let the night become your holy sanctuary, a place where I meet you in your vulnerability and whisper truth into your spirit. Let it be where your faith grows stronger, not because the darkness ends, but because you realize that I am with you in it. You will wake again, you will rise again, and you will testify that even in your darkest night, my light never left you. I will not allow the night to defeat you, because I have already defeated it for you. My beloved child, if you could feel the full depth of my care for you, your heart would never question your worth again. My love for you is not cold or distant. It is tender, personal, and eternal. I care for you the way a father cares for his most fragile child, the way a mother weeps when her child is in pain. My affection for you is not a passing feeling. It is the very essence of who I am. You are not a burden to me. You are my joy. I know when your soul is tired. I see when the world's weight becomes too much, and I do not stand back watching. I move toward you. I draw near to the hurting. I lean close to the brokenhearted. I bend low to lift the weary. My tenderness is not weakness. It is the strength that carries you when you can no longer carry yourself. You have never gone unnoticed, not for a single breath. From the first beat of your heart, I have watched you with delight. I have carried you through pain, through confusion, through loss, and I have never let you go. Even when you've doubted me, even when you've walked away, my care for you never changed. I waited, I wept, I pursued, and I always will. There is no wound too deep that my tenderness cannot reach, no shame so great that my love cannot wash it clean. When I look at you, I don't see failure. I see beauty being formed. I see courage in the making. I see a child who is learning to receive unconditional love, and that is a miracle in itself. The world may have treated you harshly. It may have hardened your heart and taught you to keep your guard up, but here in my presence you are safe to be soft. You are safe to cry, to ask, to rest, to need. I will not break your spirit. I will heal it. I will not rush your growth. I will nurture it. I will not give up on you. I will remain until you bloom. Let me be your hiding place. Let me wrap you in the kindness this world could never give you. My tenderness is not a temporary comfort. It is eternal. It is backed by my power and sealed by my promise. And I will never stop pouring it over you, no matter how many times you feel unworthy of it. So lean into me, fragile and honest. I will never turn away from you. I care for you, not because of what you do, but because of who you are to me, and that will never change, my child. There is no place too far, no darkness too deep, and no situation too complicated that could ever keep me from reaching you. I am not confined by time, space, or circumstances. Wherever you are, physically, emotionally, spiritually, I am already there. I do not wait for you to return to me. I come to where you are again and again because my love is tireless. You are never too far gone for my arms to find you. When you feel distant from me, it is never because I have moved away. It's because the weight of life has made it harder for you to see me. But I've never left. Even in the seasons where you feel cold, numb, or disconnected, I remain close. I whisper to you in the quiet. I send signs of my presence in unexpected ways. I surround you with reminders that you are not forgotten. You never have to earn your way back to me. I was never gone. I am not limited by your failures. I am not turned away by your confusion. I am not waiting at a distance with arms crossed, demanding perfection. I run to you. I climb into your lowest places. I break through your walls, not with anger, but with tenderness. I cross every divide to hold your heart again. You may have wandered, but you're not lost. You may feel far, but you are not alone. There is no place you can go that my spirit cannot reach. Whether you are in a crowded room or an empty cave, in a moment of worship or a moment of weakness, I am present. I am pursuing. I am near. Even now, I'm drawing you closer. You don't have to fix yourself to return. You only have to look in my direction. The moment your heart turns toward me, I meet you with mercy. My presence doesn't wait for perfect timing. I am always ready. I am always near. Distance in the physical world may separate people, but in my kingdom I collapse every distance with a single breath. I step across the miles of your doubt, your pain, your silence, your fear. I find you. I restore you. I bring you back to yourself and back to me. So rest in this truth. You are never beyond reach. My arms are long enough to hold you. My love is strong enough to carry you, and my grace is wide enough to meet you no matter how far you feel. There is no distance that can separate you from me. My child, if you could truly comprehend the depth of my love for you, your heart would be overwhelmed with peace. The love I have for you is not shallow or conditional. It is not dependent on your behavior, your success, or your emotions. It is eternal, complete, and entirely undeserved, and yet I give it freely. You are loved beyond your understanding, beyond your failures, beyond your doubts. You are loved because you are mine. Before you took your first breath, I loved you. Before you could speak my name, I had already whispered yours. My love did not begin when you chose me. It began before time itself. You are not trying to earn my affection. You are simply learning how to receive what I've already poured out, without limit. My love does not waver when you struggle. It does not lessen when you doubt. It does not disappear when you stumble. My love is constant because I am constant. I do not love you with human love. I love you with a holy, relentless love that chases you down and lifts you up again and again. You cannot exhaust it. You cannot lose it. You can only choose whether to rest in it. When you feel unworthy, I still love you. When you fall short, I still love you. When you feel ashamed, I draw near, not away. My love does not walk out on the hurting. It sits with them, stays with them, and holds them through the healing. I do not grow tired of loving you. It is my joy. It is my nature. It is who I am. Stop measuring my love by the love you've known from others. I will never abandon you. I will never manipulate you. I will never withhold affection as punishment. I am not fickle. I am not fragile. I am not going anywhere. You are safe in my love, whether you feel strong or shattered. There is nothing you could do to make me love you more, and nothing you could do to make me love you less. I love you fully. I love you permanently. I love you right now, just as you are, and I will keep loving you until the end of time and beyond. So breathe, rest, let go of the striving, let go of the self-judgment. You are already loved more than you'll ever be able to comprehend, and that love will never let you go. My precious one, there is a reason the enemy has tried so hard to break you. It's because he knows you are wrapped in my love, and that love is dangerous to darkness. My love is not fragile. It is not soft in the way the world thinks. My love is a fortress, a fire, a shield no weapon can penetrate. When I say you are covered in my love, I mean you are untouchable in the spirit. What I have covered, no force of evil can uncover. When attacks come, they must go through my love first. And nothing gets through without my permission. Even what I allow, I only allow to shape you, not to destroy you. You may feel the pressure, but you are still standing. You may feel bruised, but you are still protected. My love absorbs what you could never survive alone. There are battles that never reached you because my love blocked them. There are lies that never entered your mind because my love guarded your thoughts. There are traps that were destroyed before you saw them, because my love is always active, always watching, always defending you in ways you'll never fully realize. My love is not just emotion, it's armor. It is your protection when your faith feels weak, your shield when fear closes in. I wrap you in my presence not only to comfort you, but to secure you. Nothing can separate you from me, not trouble, not pain, not even your own doubts. My love endures through it all. When you walk through fire, my love keeps you from being consumed. When you face storms, my love holds you in the eye of it. When you feel abandoned by others, my love whispers, I am still here. It is constant. It is powerful. It is your covering, your safety, your weapon. So do not be afraid. Do not wonder if you're truly protected. You are surrounded inside and out by love that was nailed to a cross, rose from the grave, and now reigns over all things. That love is your shield, and no force of hell can break through it. Walk boldly today, not because of who you are, but because of how completely you are loved. My love is your greatest defense, and it is already surrounding you. My child, I know how hard it is to look around and see pieces of your life scattered, dreams broken, and hope fading. I know what it's like when everything feels like it's slipping through your fingers, when it seems like nothing is going right, and every prayer feels unanswered. But listen closely to me now. Even when all seems lost, I have not stopped fighting for you. You may not see it, you may not feel it, but in the unseen realm, I am waging war for your destiny. I am confronting darkness. I am pushing back despair. I am raising up miracles from places that look like graveyards. You may think the story is over, but I see a chapter just beginning. I never stop working, especially when it looks the worst. I don't panic when things fall apart. I rebuild, I restore, I redeem. I'm not overwhelmed by the state of your heart or the condition of your circumstances. I look at ashes and envision beauty. I look at emptiness and speak fullness. I see beyond the moment you're in, and I fight for what is still possible. Even when you feel too weak to stand, I carry you. Even when you've run out of prayers, I speak on your behalf. Even when you're too tired to believe, my faithfulness remains. I have not forgotten what I promised you. I have not abandoned the battle. I have not walked away. The enemy wants you to give up because he knows I'm not done. He wants to convince you that loss is final. But child, with me, resurrection is always possible. What looks dead in your hands is still alive in mine. What feels over is only the beginning of something greater. Keep breathing. Keep trusting. I am fighting battles you don't even know exist. I'm healing things you didn't know were broken. I'm making a way where there is none. You are never alone in this. You are never unprotected. You are never without a plan. I am still fighting because I have not finished. And when I fight, victory is not just likely, it is guaranteed. My beloved, I want you to know something deep in your spirit today. The victory I have prepared for you is unlike anything the world can offer. It is not temporary, not shallow, not fleeting. The victory that comes from me carries the taste of eternity. It will not just change your situation, it will transform your soul. What I give is full, lasting, and glorious beyond comprehension. You have been through battles that left you breathless, valleys that seemed endless, and nights that felt void of promise. But I have seen every step, and I have measured the weight of your suffering. I am not just bringing you through, I am bringing you into something holy. This is not just about survival, this is about fulfillment. My victory always redeems what the enemy tried to destroy. You will taste joy again, not the joy that fades, but the kind that settles deep into your being. You will rise not with pride, but with peace. You will walk not in fear, but in confidence that comes from knowing the God who delivered you. I am preparing a testimony, one that echoes not only in time, but in eternity. What you are walking through now is not meaningless. It is preparation for glory. The battles that seem to break you will become the very proof that I was with you all along. The scars will no longer bring pain, they will bring power. They will be reminders that death did not win, despair did not win, fear did not win. Because I, the Lord of hosts, stood beside you and declared you victorious before the first blow ever landed. I am not just giving you a moment of relief, I am giving you a future, a promise, a portion that cannot be stolen. The taste of this victory will linger through generations. Others will eat from the fruit of your faithfulness, and heaven itself will sing over your perseverance. So do not give up now. You are closer than you think. My angels are already rejoicing in the victory I have written, and soon your heart will rejoice too, not just for what I did, but for how I did it, with love, precision, and eternal purpose. Victory is coming, not just for today, but forever, and it will carry the undeniable, indescribable taste of eternity. My child, I know how much you wish you could understand everything happening around you. I see the confusion in your eyes, the ache in your chest when things don't make sense. But I want you to know that even when your understanding fails, my protection does not. The heavens defend you at all times, not because you always see it, but because I have commanded it. You don't have to understand the battle to be covered by my victory. There are wars being fought around you that you're not even aware of. Spiritual attacks, delays, and demonic distractions that never reached you because I sent angels to intercept them. You may have felt tired, but you didn't collapse. You may have been tempted, but you didn't give in. That was not coincidence. That was divine defense. That was me shielding you from what you weren't prepared to face. You may feel unqualified or unworthy of such protection, but my love doesn't operate based on your merit. It operates based on your identity. You are mine. That is enough. Because you belong to me, the heavens take your battles personally. Every time the enemy lifts his hand against you, all of heaven rises up to respond. There are seasons where I hide you in plain sight, where the enemy cannot touch you because I have cloaked you in grace. And there are times when I allow you to walk through difficulty, not to harm you, but to strengthen you. Yet even then you are never left uncovered. My presence does not disappear in hardship. It becomes more intense, more active, more focused on your rescue. I don't need you to have all the answers. I need you to trust that I do. When things don't add up, trust that I am still adding everything together for your good. When things seem delayed, know that I am setting things in order. My ways are higher, and my vision stretches beyond what you can see. Even your confusion is not wasted. It's drawing you into deeper dependence on me. And the more you trust me without needing to understand everything, the more peace will flood your heart. I never asked you to be perfect. I only asked you to stay close. So rest, beloved. Let your questions rest in my answers. The heavens are fighting for you, defending your life with strategies far greater than your sight. You may not understand now, but one day you'll look back and say, he was there, he was fighting for me all along. My child, you are not just my creation, you are my child, and I don't watch you suffer from a distance. I fight for you as a father fights for his own. With fire in my eyes and love in my heart, I defend you. I cover you, I pursue what threatens you, and bring it down with divine fury. You are not alone in your battle. You are deeply, personally protected by me. I don't fight out of obligation. I fight because I love you too much to let the enemy have a single inch of your soul. I see every scheme that rises against you. I hear every lie whispered to your mind. I witness the invisible pressure on your heart, and I respond with power. The battles you face are personal to me, because you are personal to me. No earthly father compares to my care. Where others have failed you, I have remained. Where others have wounded you, I come to heal. I don't walk away when you're weak. I draw closer. I don't shame you when you fall, I lift you, because I'm not just your God. I'm your Father, and I don't let my children fight alone. Even when you don't feel strong enough to pray, I am already warring for your victory. I stand between you and what was meant to destroy you. I've commanded angels to surround you. I've drawn spiritual boundaries the enemy cannot cross. I've declared enough over every attack that has gone too far. And when you are tired of fighting, let me carry the sword for you. My strength is enough. My hands are mighty. I don't expect you to be a warrior all the time. Sometimes all I need is your surrender, and I will take care of the rest. The world may try to intimidate you. The enemy may try to convince you that you are losing. But remember who your Father is. I am the King of glory. I am the Lion of Judah. I am the Lord of hosts. I do not run from battle. I run into it for the sake of my children. So stand in peace even when the war rages. Your Father is fighting, and his love will never be defeated. My child, the war you're in may not always be seen by natural eyes, but its effects are very real. You feel the weight. You feel the pressure. But I want to remind you that even in a spiritual battle, the peace I offer you is just as real, tangible, healing, and powerful. It is not a fleeting feeling. It is a presence. My presence. And it is stronger than the storm around you. You are fighting things that others can't see. Emotional turmoil, mental heaviness, spiritual fatigue. But I see it all. I see the invisible chains trying to hold you back. And I also see the strength of your spirit, the beauty of your resilience, the faith that refuses to die. That is where I place my peace. Not on the surface of your life, but deep in the center of who you are. My peace is not passive. It is armor. It guards your heart and mind. It silences the lies of the enemy. It calms the noise of the world. I did not give you peace so you could survive. I gave you peace so you could thrive, even in battle. It is the proof that I am with you, fighting alongside you, placing calm in the middle of chaos. When the enemy comes in like a flood, my peace becomes the dam that holds him back. When fear whispers its lies, my peace speaks louder. When you're tempted to give in, my peace steadies your feet. It is not based on circumstances. It is based on my word, and my word never fails. You do not need to earn peace. You only need to receive it. Breathe it in, even now. Let it settle into your soul. Let it remind you that the victory is already being written. The battle is fierce, yes, but my presence is fiercer. And where my presence is, peace always reigns. So lift your eyes. Hold on to hope. You are not defeated. You are not abandoned. You are held by the God of peace, and no spiritual warfare can override what I have declared over your life. The battle may be spiritual, but your peace is not imaginary. It is real, it is powerful, and it is yours. My dear one, I have never wasted your pain. Not a single tear, not a single moment of anguish. I see it all and I gather it into my hands with care. I do not discard what has hurt you. I redeem it. I reshape it. I transform it into something far more valuable than what was lost. What you saw as an end, I see as the beginning of glory. You may not understand why certain things happened. You may still carry unanswered questions. But know this, your pain has not been pointless. I am a master at turning ashes into beauty, sorrow into strength, mourning into joy. Your suffering is being converted into spiritual authority. Your scars are becoming signs of my glory resting upon your life. Even now, I'm taking the deepest wounds and breathing purpose into them. What once caused you to weep will become the very place from which you minister to others. What the enemy used to break you, I will use to bless nations. You are not just a survivor. You are becoming a vessel of glory. I did not cause your pain, but I will not waste it. I will use it to elevate your voice, refine your character, and deepen your compassion. Through the very things that tried to silence you, I will raise you. You will speak with authority, because you've lived through the fire, and I walked with you in it. This is the power of my love. I don't only rescue you, I resurrect you. I don't only comfort you, I crown you. And those who once saw you as broken will witness you clothed in my glory. They will know it was not your strength that lifted you, but mine. So do not hide your wounds. Bring them to me. I will not shame you, I will anoint you. I will take the parts of your story that you tried to erase and write them into a testimony that carries the fragrance of heaven. Your pain is not the end of your story. It is the ink I'm using to write your legacy of glory. My child, I know you long for the battle to end. I see how tired you are. I feel the weariness in your soul, and I hear the cry for relief. But I want you to know, this battle is not just about enduring. It is about strengthening. I am not letting this battle destroy you. I am using it to build you into someone unshakable. Every time you choose faith over fear, I am fortifying your spirit. Every time you decide to get up again after falling, you are becoming stronger than before. You may not see it yet, but you are being formed in the fire. You are gaining wisdom, resilience, authority, and a depth of trust that can't be shaken. I have not left you alone in this. My spirit is strengthening your inner man. I'm expanding your endurance, stretching your capacity, sharpening your discernment. This battle is your classroom, and though it's hard, it's holy. You are not losing. You are learning to fight with my strength, not your own. You may not feel strong, but that's not the point. It's not about your feelings. It's about your foundation. And your foundation is me. I am your rock. I am your defender. I am your sustainer. When you lean on me in the middle of the battle, I lift you up and make you stronger than what came against you. Do not despise your weakness. It's the very place where my power rests. You will come out of this with more than you had before. You will come out wiser, deeper, and full of a strength that doesn't fade. I'm not just walking with you through the battle. I'm transforming you in the middle of it. This is not the end. This is preparation. This is refinement. This is strength in the making. Let each day of struggle be a day of surrender, and I will turn it into strength. You are being strengthened even now, and the strength I'm building in you will carry you into every promise I have spoken. My child, in a world that shifts like sand, where people change and promises are broken, I remain constant. My faithfulness is the anchor you can cling to when everything else fails. It is not fragile, nor does it depend on your circumstances or your emotions. I am faithful because it is who I am, not because of what you do. You can build your hope on me. You can rest your soul on the truth that I will never break my word, never go back on a promise, and never abandon what I have started in you. Even when you feel like giving up, my faithfulness holds you together. I remain loyal to you when your strength is gone, when your prayers are weak, when your doubts are loud. My love does not waver. My hand does not let go. I have carried you through seasons you thought would kill you, and I will continue to carry you until every word I've spoken over your life comes to pass. I am not done with you. I am not slow, and I am not late. I am right on time, every time. There were days you thought I had forgotten you, but I was working in silence, aligning the details, protecting your steps, and refining your heart. I don't need to be loud to be present. Sometimes my faithfulness shows up in the stillness, in the breath you didn't know you needed, in the strength that came out of nowhere, in the moment peace wrapped around you in the middle of chaos. That was me, quiet, but unwavering, invisible, yet undeniable. You don't have to perform to keep my promises intact. I don't withdraw my faithfulness when you struggle. I don't grow tired of your process. I walk with you patiently. I wait with you. I intercede for you. I surround you with mercy that never runs out and grace that meets you at every low point. I'm not just committed to blessing you, I'm committed to transforming you, healing you, and finishing the masterpiece I began in you. When life feels uncertain, let my faithfulness steady you. When you don't know what to do next, look to me. I will guide you, not out of obligation, but out of love. I know the plans I have for you, and they are rooted in my covenant, not in your performance. I am not a man that I should lie. I do not make empty promises. What I have spoken, I will accomplish. Let your soul breathe in this truth. My faithfulness is the bedrock beneath your feet. You can stand on it. You can trust it. You can lean on it when everything else fails. I've proven it to you before, and I will prove it again. Not because you deserve it, but because I love you and because I never change. So hold on, even if it's with trembling hands. My faithfulness is your assurance, and it will never fail you. My beloved, I know the weight of waiting. I see how you ache for answers, how you long for breakthroughs, and how the silence can feel like absence. But I want you to know that in my kingdom, waiting is not empty, it is powerful, it is sacred, and it activates movements in the heavens that you cannot yet see. When you wait with a surrendered heart, you are aligning with divine timing. You are not being delayed. You are being prepared for something greater than you imagined. Every moment you spend waiting in faith, angels are dispatched, doors are being prepared, hearts are being shifted. What seems like stillness to you is actually divine choreography. You have asked me for big things, things that require more than just a yes. They require precision, they require protection, they require timing that will ensure what you receive is not just good, but perfect. I'm not holding things back from you to punish you. I'm holding them in place so they'll meet you at exactly the right moment. Sometimes I withhold what you're asking for because I'm still shaping the space it will fill. I'm still making sure that when it arrives, it brings joy, not chaos. I don't want your blessing to become a burden, so I ask you to wait, not in despair, but in trust. Heaven moves when you choose to believe, even without results. Your trust shakes the heavens more than your questions. Your endurance echoes in eternity. You are not wasting time. You are investing it in the fulfillment of promises that will outlive this season. Your waiting is not weakness. It is worship. It is the declaration that you believe I am good even before the answer comes. And while you wait, I am not passive. I am speaking over you. I am strengthening you. I am growing something inside of you that is even greater than what you're asking for. I'm increasing your capacity to carry the weight of the next season. I'm forming roots in you that storms won't be able to shake. What I'm doing in you is just as important as what I'm preparing for you. So do not fear the quiet. Heaven is not still. The spiritual realm is responding to your prayers, your tears, your worship in the hallway between prayers and promises. I am closer than you think, and the release will come, not late, not early, but in the fullness of time. Trust me in the wait. Heaven is moving because you are waiting well, and soon you will see what all the waiting was for. My child, I know you long for breakthrough, freedom from the thing that keeps pressing against your peace, freedom from fear, pain, shame, or delay. And I want to remind you today that I am not just your protector, I am your deliverer. I see what binds you, I see what holds you back, and I have already set the time for your release. There is a perfect moment appointed by my hand, and it will not be missed. You may wonder why I haven't come sooner, why I haven't stepped in yet, but know this. My delays are never because I am distant. They are because I am strategic. Deliverance is not about a quick escape. It's about complete freedom. I am not interested in partial healing or temporary relief. I want to bring you out so thoroughly that you never go back to what once enslaved you. Every detail matters to me. I am working behind the scenes, untying the knots the enemy tried to bind you with. I am softening the hearts of those involved. I am opening the right doors and sealing the wrong ones. I am arranging divine encounters that will lead you into freedom, not just in your situation, but in your soul. I don't just rescue, I rebuild. I don't just pull you out, I prepare you for what comes next. That's why I wait for the perfect time, so that when I move, everything shifts at once. So that when I act, it changes more than just your present, it secures your future. My deliverance doesn't just remove chains, it breaks cycles. You have not been forgotten. I have not overlooked your cries. I've stored every tear. I've counted every sleepless night. And I will answer. I will break the grip of what has held you. You will walk free. You will look back and see the perfectness of my timing. You'll realize that what seemed like a delay was actually divine alignment. So keep your eyes on me. Don't rush ahead. Don't settle for counterfeit solutions. Wait for me. I'm not coming late. I'm coming right on time, and when I come, nothing will be able to stop me. Your deliverance has a date written in eternity, and when that day comes, you will know that it was worth every minute of the wait. My child, I have heard every cry you've ever made, every whisper in the dark, every scream of the soul. And I need you to know this truth, that heaven itself echoes over your life. I leave nothing without a response. Not one tear you shed has fallen to the ground unnoticed. Not one prayer has been dismissed. I have stored them, honored them, and acted upon them in ways you cannot yet comprehend. I am a God who responds, not sometimes, but always. Even when the answer doesn't come in the way you expected, it still comes. Sometimes my response is comfort instead of change. Sometimes it's strength instead of escape. Sometimes it's peace in the storm rather than the storm stopping. But it is always a response of love, of wisdom, and of purpose. I do not ignore my children. I do not delay for no reason. I am not cold to your pain. I respond with fire and tenderness, with strategy and healing. You've wondered if your words got lost in the heavens, if your waiting meant I wasn't listening, but I am closer than your breath. I am attentive to your spirit. I hear the words you speak and the ones you're too afraid to say. I interpret even your silence, and I act, not always visibly, not always immediately, but always with precision. Nothing escapes me. Nothing goes unanswered. There have been times when you thought I was still, but I was moving the unseen. You thought I was silent, but I was speaking to the winds that would shift your season. You thought I forgot, but I was working with eternal eyes, seeing the whole picture, not just the moment. Trust me, beloved. I do not miss, I do not overlook, I do not forget. My response is often a process, not just a moment. I build you while I bless you. I shape you while I rescue you. I expand your capacity while I prepare the miracle. You're not just being helped, you're being transformed. I answer not only for your relief, but for your becoming. That is how much I care for you. I have responded in ways you'll only understand later. You've been spared from things that could have shattered you. You've been led away from things that looked good but weren't of me. You've been kept by grace that moved silently, but powerfully. Yes, I respond in thunder and fire, but I also respond in stillness, in peace, and in patience. So stand in confidence today. Whether you're waiting, healing, hoping, or barely holding on, know that you are not unanswered. I have heard, I have moved, and I will continue to respond. Every moment you've surrendered to me is sacred. I leave nothing undone. I leave nothing without a response. My child, you are not protected by accident. The covering over your life is not random or general. It is specific, detailed, and fully intentional. The angels that surround you are not simply assigned to anyone. They are assigned to you. They know your name. They know your journey. And they have received direct orders from my throne concerning every step of your path. Nothing about your life is overlooked in heaven's strategy. When you were born, I marked you for purpose, and with that purpose came protection. I dispatched angels who have walked with you through every season. Some battles they fought without your awareness, others they empowered you to fight with courage. But make no mistake, they have never left you. They are not passive guardians, they are active warriors, and they move not with guesswork, but by divine command. They respond to the movements of your heart. When you pray, they listen. When you worship, they surround you with glory. When you weep, they draw their swords. When you sleep, they stand watch. They follow my voice regarding your life, and I have spoken words of life, of hope, of healing, and of victory. The mission over your life is not vague. It is written clearly in the scrolls of eternity. Do not underestimate what I've placed around you. You walk through life feeling ordinary, but you are accompanied by a royal guard of heaven. When you step into danger, they shield you. When the enemy comes near, they defend you. When you step into a calling, they clear the path. And when you are weak, they minister to your spirit. They are not distant. They are at your side, always ready, always aware. And yes, there are moments when it feels like the battle is too strong. You feel overwhelmed, outnumbered, surrounded. But remember this truth. The angels encamped around you far outnumber the enemy's forces. My word says it because it is true. What you feel may scream fear, but what surrounds you is divine strength. These angels are not bored or distracted. They are on mission, and that mission is you. Every promise I've spoken, every dream I've breathed into you, they are there to see it fulfilled. They guard not only your body but your destiny. They are part of the orchestration of heaven, working to ensure that my will over your life is accomplished to the fullest. So walk with boldness. Live with peace. You are not alone. You are not exposed. You are not forgotten. The angels have specific orders concerning you, orders given by a Father who loves you endlessly. And those orders are being fulfilled moment by moment, day by day, with power and precision that you will one day see in full. My child, I know you're longing for more. I see the desires in your heart, the prayers you've prayed with tears, the dreams you've nurtured in silence. And yet there are things I have chosen to hold back, not to punish you, but to protect you. There are blessings that would weigh you down if they arrive too soon. There are open doors that would overwhelm you instead of elevate you. Trust this. I am never denying you. I am developing you. Timing is everything in my kingdom. You are not waiting because you're forgotten. You're waiting because you're being formed. If I gave you everything now, it would not bless you the way it's meant to. Some things must mature. Some victories must be prepared. Some breakthroughs require character and strength that I am still building in you. My delay is not a rejection. It is an act of love. I care too deeply to let your dreams arrive without your spirit being ready to carry them. You were made for more than a moment. You were made for lasting fruit, and that kind of fruit takes time to grow. You've been faithful, and I've seen it. You've been patient, and I've honored it. And now I'm shaping you to walk in what you once only imagined. Let me show you that I'm not just the God of the promise. I'm the God of preparation. I am teaching you how to steward the weight of glory, how to stand when the spotlight comes, how to remain grounded when success calls. You may not see all the reasons now, but you will look back and thank me. You will see that I was never withholding anything from you. I was making sure it wouldn't crush you when it arrived. You are not behind. You are not being left out. You are being cultivated in secret for something far greater than what is visible now. I know what's coming. I see the full picture, and I'm holding you in the space between not yet and now, because I want you to receive it all, not just some. So rest in me. Trust my pace. Let me finish what I've started. What I hold back is not gone. It is growing. It is maturing. It is aligning. And at the appointed time, it will come forth with power and peace. And you will be ready. Not because you rushed ahead, but because you waited in faith. Let that be your confidence. I'm not holding back your blessing. I'm holding it in place until you are fully prepared to carry it. My beloved, I see what others don't. I see the silent tears, the weary heart, the moments you almost gave up. I see the toll this battle has taken on you, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. I know how much it's cost you to keep believing. I know the price you've paid to stay faithful, to keep walking when your feet felt heavy with discouragement. And I want you to know, I count every cost. I weigh every sacrifice, and I will restore you. You've lost sleep, lost energy, and at times, even lost hope. But what you didn't lose, your faith, your trust, your refusal to quit, has become a fragrance before my throne. It has moved me. It has been seen by heaven and answered by my heart. You may think you're surviving, but I see you as a warrior, battered perhaps but undefeated because you've stayed close to me. You don't need to prove your strength to me. I already know the battles you've endured. I was with you in the moments no one else knew about. I sat with you in the pain that didn't have words. I held you up when you didn't know how you were still standing. Your scars are holy to me, not marks of failure, but reminders of every time you chose to rise again. This battle has taken much from you, but I promise you, it will not end in loss. I will restore what was stolen. I will return what was broken. I will breathe life into what has withered. What you've suffered will be exchanged for strength. What you've sown in tears, you will reap in joy. The cost has been high, but the reward will be greater. Let me comfort you now. You don't have to pretend you're okay. Bring me your disappointment, your questions, your fatigue. I can carry it all. And I will respond, not with shame, but with mercy. Not with pressure, but with peace. You have fought well. You are not weak. You are worn from loving, from trying, from hoping. And I honor that. There is a crown being formed for you in heaven, and there is healing being poured into you on earth. I have seen your battle. I know its price, and I will pay you back, not only in what I give, but in who you are becoming. So rest, beloved. Your battle has not gone unnoticed. Your sacrifice is not unseen, and your reward is already in motion. My child, the enemy has tried to delay you, distract you, discourage you, but nothing he does can overturn what I have ordained. My plans for you are not fragile. They are not easily shaken. They do not depend on man's approval or circumstances' permission. I am the Lord who speaks, and it is done, and I have declared victory over your life. What I have written cannot be erased, not by failure, not by fear, not by the fiercest opposition. Yes, you've been attacked. Yes, it's been painful. The enemy thought he could destroy your joy, silence your voice, derail your calling. But what he did not count on was your resilience. What he underestimated was your connection to me. Every weapon formed against you has hit my shield. Every arrow aimed at your future has been deflected by my hand. I have allowed certain pressures not to break you, but to strengthen what I am building inside you. My plan is not threatened by your detours. I do not panic when you struggle. I do not change my mind when the road gets hard. I wrote your story, knowing exactly what would come against you, and I wrote victory into every page. What I've started, I will finish. I am not done. I have only begun to show you what I am capable of. I am the Redeemer, and I specialize in taking what the enemy meant for harm and turning it into fuel for glory. The very places he tried to break you will become the places I raise you up. The wounds will become your wisdom. The battles will become your breakthrough. I do not let the enemy write your ending. I write it myself, and I write it in triumph. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not disqualified. Every delay, every failure, every setback is being absorbed into the power of my plan. I don't lose. And because you are mine, neither will you. The attacks may have come close, but my purpose is untouched. So stand in the truth of who I am. The storm may be loud, but my word is louder. Let your faith rise again, not because of what you feel, but because of what I have spoken. My plans will prevail. You are walking into fulfillment, not failure. My hand is upon you, and my purpose is unstoppable. My beloved, I know there are things you've given up on, dreams you buried with tears, hopes you folded away like worn-out memories. You've grieved silently over things you thought you'd never get back. Relationships, opportunities, peace, parts of yourself that feel lost in time. But I am the God of resurrection, and I am here to tell you, nothing is ever truly lost in my hands. What you thought was gone forever, I am restoring. I don't just comfort the brokenhearted. I breathe life into the places that have stopped believing. I speak to what is buried and call it back to the surface. My voice breaks through time, disappointment, and fear. I restore not just in part, but in fullness. Not as it once was, but even better. I redeem what you thought was beyond repair. I take the broken pieces and make them more beautiful than before. You gave up because you saw no movement. You stopped asking because hope hurt too much. But I never stopped listening. I never stopped caring. I never stopped working. While you were mourning the loss, I was preparing the restoration. I am not a God who forgets. I am a God who revives. And what you let go of in sorrow, I have held in mercy, waiting for the perfect moment to return it to you. There are things you prayed for long ago that you've almost forgotten, but I have not. You whispered those hopes with trembling hands, and I treasured them. I have watched over them like seeds buried in the soil, and now the season is changing. The rain is coming. The ground is shaking. What seemed dead is about to rise. I am restoring years, relationships, purpose, identity, and joy. I am restoring laughter that was stolen. I am restoring clarity that was clouded by pain. I am restoring the parts of your soul that felt permanently damaged. You are not too far gone. Your story is not too broken. Restoration is not a dream. It is your portion. Do not fear what it will look like. Don't try to control how it will happen. Just open your heart again. Let me bring healing to what you hid. Let me surprise you with goodness in places you thought were lost. I am not just giving back what was taken. I am giving you more. I am giving you redemption, multiplied peace, and the joy of knowing it was always me. So breathe again. Believe again. The ashes you've carried are about to become beauty in your hands. What you thought was gone forever, I am restoring by my grace for my glory and because I love you. My child, do you feel the weight pressing harder lately? Do you sense the struggle becoming more intense, the opposition more relentless? It is not because you're weak, it is because you are dangerous to darkness. The enemy sees what is rising in you. He sees the calling you're stepping into, the healing that's taking root, the faith that refuses to die, and he is afraid. You are not under attack because you failed. You're under attack because you've survived, because you've grown, because you are becoming who I called you to be. The battle has intensified because breakthrough is near. You are closer now than you have ever been. The enemy cannot stop what I've set in motion, but he's trying to convince you to quit before the glory comes. Don't you see, beloved? The shaking is not your destruction, it's the final push before delivery. Heaven is backing you, and hell is terrified. You are the reason for the battle, but you are also the reason for the victory. You carry light that exposes lies. You carry truth that sets captives free. You carry a history of pain that is being transformed into power, and that power threatens the kingdom of darkness. That's why you've been hit so hard. That's why you felt the pressure, the warfare, the resistance. But what the enemy didn't account for is that I am with you in the fire, and I do not lose battles. This is not punishment. It is promotion in disguise. I am enlarging your territory. I am increasing your anointing. I am allowing the pressure so that you will see the strength that has always been in you, the strength I placed there, forged in suffering and ignited by my spirit. You are not breaking down. You are breaking through. You've wondered why it's been so hard lately, why every step feels like a fight, but the battle is a confirmation, not a curse. It means something holy is unfolding. It means the enemy has lost ground. It means I am about to do something through you that will echo into generations. Don't retreat now. Don't question your worth in the middle of the war. You are chosen. You are marked. You are armed with my word and sealed with my spirit. The pressure may be great, but the purpose is greater, and the victory has already been written. So hold your ground. Keep walking even with trembling feet. Heaven fights with you, angels war around you, and I, the Lord your God, am leading you. You are the reason the battle has intensified, but you are also the reason the enemy will lose. My child, there is more happening around you than your eyes can see. In the invisible realm, where your human senses fall short, I am working. I am moving pieces into place, shifting outcomes, whispering to hearts, opening unseen doors. Just because you cannot see the movement does not mean it isn't happening. You are not forgotten, and your prayers are not floating into silence. They are seeds in the soil of the unseen, and I am tending them with great care. You've looked for evidence, for signs, for proof that something is changing. You've grown tired of seeing nothing shift, nothing budge. But I want you to know, faith is not about what you see. It's about who you trust. And if you trust me, you can rest assured that the invisible is fully alive with purpose. What looks still is stirring. What feels silent is full of strategy. I am not wasting a moment of your waiting. Behind the curtain of time, I have activated assignments. Angels have been released. Conversations are being divinely inspired. People are being prepared to meet you in the next season. Doors are being built that you will walk through, and some are being closed forever, for your protection. I am guarding your path not just from visible threats, but from hidden snares. I see everything, and I work with eternal vision. The invisible realm is my domain. It's where I do my finest work. It's where I take what is broken and heal it before it manifests in your life. It's where I go ahead of you and soften hearts, align timing, and create space for the answers you've been longing for. You are not alone in this process. I am there and I am active, even when your emotions try to convince you otherwise. Do not be discouraged by what your eyes tell you. They are limited, but I am not. I am the God who created both the seen and the unseen, and I hold power in both. The breakthroughs you will experience in the physical are being birthed now in the spiritual. You are closer than you feel. Things are moving, things are shifting, and soon, what was hidden will become undeniable. So hold on, not to what you feel, but to what I've spoken. I am faithful in secret places. I reward what is unseen. I honor the quiet endurance, the secret faith, the unseen obedience. Nothing escapes me. Nothing is wasted. I am weaving all things together, and in time you will see with your eyes what I've already established in the heavens. Trust me, child. I'm making the invisible work in your favor. And very soon the hidden will be revealed. The silent will shout, and you will walk into what I've been preparing all along.